And we are live. Welcome back to On... What? The sounds are coming out. What are you doing? You're killing me. And we are live. Welcome back to On the King's Dime. Little technical hitch there. We'll get there. We're going to get there one day. We'll be back clean. We have an action-packed show for you tonight. Hope you're staying dry out there. It's absolutely bucketing down here. It's been some crazy weather over the last few days. Hope you're staying dry out there. As you can see, Andy's just completely frozen. I don't think he's there. Is he there? No, he's not. So his internet is absolute dog turd when it rains. So he'll pop in and out. But we've got an action-packed show. Plenty of good things to talk about. This Kings team, man. This Kings team. After some real downers at the start of the season, there was a real month stretch of just oh man, this team could be one of those mid-table pack teams. Suddenly, we just rattled off win after win after win. Jalen Adams has come to the fore. We've got Ian Clark on board now, a roster that kind of looks like it's well built, well constructed, and playing some good basketball. So we'll be discussing that, and also doing tips as well, because the next round is there ready to go, as the last round is just about to finish the game that's happening at the moment. I won't spoil.
I'm back on you. Am I back on?
Yeah, you're back.
Good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's all right. I've notified everyone. Yeah, rain equals terrible internet for AB over there. But as always, you can like and subscribe. We're live on Facebook right now. We will put this up on YouTube. You can watch it in replay in the afternoon, probably tomorrow afternoon. I'll set that up to watch. And then if you want to if you want to listen on Apple Podcasts, on iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and also Anchor, because that's where I put it on the Anchor platform, and it goes out to all those other platforms. Technology is great like that. Give us a rating and review if you can. And yeah, I think that's all we have to plug. I think, we'll get into it. Indigenous round, are you there? You're not there? You're there?
I'm here.
Yeah, Indigenous round, man. The jerseys, everyone getting
love
into
the
it.
jerseys.
It was great. It
Love
was
it.
great to see.
Did Sydney have the Russia flag, though? That's what I noticed on their shirt was red, white, and blue. Yeah,
No,
if you
I
go
didn't catch
back,
that.
there was because I was sitting there watching the basketball with a few mates, and it's just why are they put the Russian flag on there? So just an FYI, that may have been a mistake, but it may have been the wrong way around. But no.
Nah,
Cans to bands.
Always looking for little symbols,
Controversy, bit of controversy,
iconography somewhere. So it was good to see. I think the ceremony too. Did you catch the little 15-minute after halftime? Because I was stomping eucalyptus all over the floor, and I was like, that's awesome. It's a hindrance, and we're waiting for the game to start, but it's still awesome that that whole ceremony went on, and no one thought, oh, eucalyptus leaves on the floor, that might might leave a lasting effect on the floor. But I thought it was quite a marker and a real kind of indicator of just what this Indigenous round means for the league. And I think the wider leagues kind of adopted it, and it's good to see a lot of the teams getting right into it. A lot more recognition. But I just thought it was such great symbolism of just oops, we have to wait 10 minutes while we fix the floor in the middle of the game, because in the end the game went on, and it was a good game. While he is DC'd, I will go to the box score, because it was a 98-88 win over the Cairns Taipans.
Well.
You what there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm always here, just in May freeze on the face. Yeah, no, I think Cairns played pretty well for this game. I mean, they never looked like winning.
Let's talk about this Cairns team. It's a weird team, man. I don't know. I kind of like it, but then you just watch them do some really not stupid stuff, but just really bad basketball, where you're just I kind of felt like that was happening last year with the Kings. We got 40 now. Oh, they've got 40 now, rather.
It's a small market organization. They don't have the depth of talent. They've got I have to say, in this league, a fifth string point guard in Machado.
I like Machado, the way he plays, but he whinges so much.
Yeah, just everything's kind of getting into that short float game, and it's just he's not really.
He's a really good player, man, but he gets in his own head, man, when he whinges heaps, and he seemed storming around the court, fuming everywhere, and you just just if you just played, man, if you just stop whinging and play, your team would probably be a lot better. But it
The
was
team does not have depth.
nah. It's doesn't have a second big man like to segue into the actual game itself. Man, Cooks just roasted Zimmerman, like roasted. They left him on an island and just went, okay, just Cooks versus Zimmerman, and it was like he ate him for lunch, ate his lunch. It was great to watch. We sort of said in our preview last week, is Zimmerman going to be the one to take down this Cooks Jarrell front court, back court, front court. I don't know why my mind's blanking on that, but yeah, he just got destroyed, and Cooks just had another absolute monster night. It was great to see him just absolutely crushing it again.
So long. He's really is long. When you see him up against these like 7-foot centers, he's so long. He's almost as long as they are, not as tall. It's kind of weird.
He's so deceptive. His dimensions are just really deceptive, right? Because we've seen him live, and he doesn't look that big and imposing, but when he gets his arms out and he like around the rim, he's just can dunk from like so far out off of 1 foot, off of one dribble, and it's so dangerous. And I think he's playing this sort of Jayshawn Tate cleanup role as well as short roll guy and around the basket guy, and he's hitting all those floaters and hitting the odd three. I think he had a couple of threes in this game. Did he? Just one.
He hit a beautiful.
One. Yeah,
he
nice.
hit a beautiful one from the top of the key, and it was just like, oh, Cooks is about 5 seconds open, and it swish, and it was like, that's all he needs to do. It's just about keeping the man honest. It's not going to be high volume. He's just got to keep the man honest. That's the Ben Simmons career issue is right there.
Is he playing yet? What's going on with Simmons?
His back's munched. He won't play.
Mangled. What a shame.
That Brooklyn team is hilarious.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to watch any. I've been just so busy. Can't watch the NBA. I have been getting into the NBL though. I've been trying to watch as much as I can. I'm kind of really enjoying this season. It's been a good season.
You know what? I was with some friends the other day, and they're like, "Oh, is Australian basketball even a thing?" And I just kind of explained it. Was like, "Yeah, man, this is one of the best leagues to watch around the world." Like I've watched some Euro basketball. It's okay. The standards are good in the top couple of teams, but the NBL, honestly, if you watch a couple of good flighted teams, it gets really argy-bargy, and it's good. They have a little bit more spirit than in the NBA. The NBA, it's kind of like there's guys that have a bit of spirit, like your big man versus big man, but in general, they're all kind of just whinging to the refs. Whereas in the NBL, like everyone kind of has to each other. That's great. I love it.
I think it's like
aggressive.
There's a talent. Why is that moving like that? That's weird. There's a talent kind of gap, right? That's taken up by ability. No, there's like an athletic gap that's taken up by ability, right? And I think that's what makes the NBL so good is that if you bring that athletic ability down just slightly and go, right, no one's like NBA level explosive and total destroyers on the court, and everyone has a role, and that athletic ceiling doesn't get surpassed everywhere on the court. So like guys aren't just off a 2 dribble and I'm gonna just dunk in 2 guys' faces here. I think it makes for a more interesting league. There's a lot of pass first style stuff, off dump offs. You got to have that 3-4 foot floater game, which is another segue into how well Jalen Adams is playing. He's hitting those floaters too, and he's keeping everyone honest, and that's a huge reason why. He's making those shots. He's making everyone feel better about taking those shots around the rim too. He's giving Cooks some like confidence. And then, if you can give it to Jarrell around the rim, he was 5 of 8 from 2, but only 1 of 6 from 3. Then, he's going to score the ball, right? I think he's going to be massive come playoff time when the sets kind of dry up a little bit, and we can go, let's toss it into Jarrell, give him the ball in the post. But ultimately, this fast-paced speed has led to making those shots and playing with a natural kind of score first point guard that can dish the ball out. And then, I think it's put us in good stead, like the title says, man. Can we make the playoffs? Like, I don't know. You were like, I think we can make the playoffs, man. I think we're a chance.
I was high. I mean, from the beginning of the season, I was high on Jalen Adams. I think that watching him, for the herd, and watching in the NBA a little bit, he's like one of those dudes he's just 3 inches away from being an NBA superstar. He's not quite, defensively adept because of his dimensions, but as a floor general slash scorer, he's probably second to none in the NBL. To be honest with you, there's not really a dude. Bryce Cotton comes to mind, and Bryce Cotton is really just a fever ball specialist. He wouldn't last 3 seconds in the NBA. He'd be kind of off the bench in that kind of Patty Mills style role. He may thrive, but no one is quite Patty Mills. And there's no one in the NBA like Patty Mills. Really, when you look around the league, there's no dude like Patty Mills, 6 foot guy that runs around screens and shoots the ball. So there's a very very niche market for that kind of thing. But Jalen Adams is really kind of that elite pass first point guard that can step back and shoot the ball and has an array of skills and can get into the mid range. And that's really where we were kind of lacking for so many years in that point guard space, is that they'd either dive to the cup and just get absolutely trolloped, or take a horrendous amount of three balls. Whereas Adams seems to be able to just do everything. Can get to the rim, but doesn't need to get to the rim. Can hit a floater from 10 feet. Whereas we've never had that in a point guard before, and it's also caused a lot more spreading of the floor. There's a lot more guys open in this season than there has been since we started podcasting about this. There really has been no need to collapse. There's been no guys that have been really given space in the mid range, and it's good to see. I thought this team could get there because we had an individual talent level that could get us there. Everyone's individually very talented. I mean, Ian Clark is, you can't underestimate that pickup. That is a fantastic pickup.
Pretty good pickup. I still can't believe how good on ball he is defensively. I'm like, wow, if you bring that
Yeah,
NBA on ball, like, sure thing, like, definitely. And good segue too, right, into that solves some problems. So Jalen Adams, you made a great point about a guy who can score the ball suddenly puts the onus back onto the opposition, where we haven't quite had that level of the opposition having to play on the back foot. Casper was like, I feel like a lot of teams are kind of like, yeah, we'll dare Casper to beat us if he's going to beat us. And then Jerome Randall was just like, well, that guy's small and he always loves to drive and try and score through bodies. So yeah, come at that all day. But I feel like Jalen Adams is such a good scorer. Jalen Adams just makes every defense we've played so far actually like back up and go, wow, we have to play on the back foot here. We have to watch all these. And then you can see guys getting these seams. Like Cooks, it's been perfect for Cooks. Like he gets this gap of probably about 4 or 5 feet around him at all times because all these guys have their arms out. They're looking for Jalen Adams. And Cooks is just like, well, I know where the space is going to be. I'm just going to stand right here. And look, here's a putback. Or, I just wait until he kind of drives and off the window, putback. Like, and it just fits perfectly. It's humming, it's singing, and then bringing Ian Clark into this, he can shoot the ball. That's great. He can score the ball. He's got that NBA level of get the ball and go. We're not seeing him like, oh, I have to like twirl my fingers. I have to like bring guys up. Come here, set a screen. Like he just gets the ball and just go. I'm just gonna gun it. I'm gonna go here. He knows guys are around him. It's also like it's empowering Bales too. Like Bales had a nice little step back sort of like floater jumper. A few like he's small, a little bit small, and when he goes to the rim, he tries his heart out, and I love that. I'm sitting there going, well, keep doing it, man. Just keep doing it. You're gonna score those eventually. Like you're getting starched now, but eventually you're gonna get the drop on someone. Keep doing it. Keep pushing the pace. And the other thing we've talked about is his on-ball defense has been really good. Scoring the ball, he's struggling at the moment. Like he started out quite hot, and I feel like he's starting to go into his shell a little bit where he's not shooting the ball. And it's like I'm all right with that one. Like you just keep your on ball up, that's okay, and you can like nurse your shot back to health. And then the other thing you and I were talking about before the stream started is it's now kind of pushing Sean Bruce out of the way. It's like we love what you do, Shawnee, like, and we love you, but there's a bit too much of you. We've got Clark here now, and we still need you. You can run the second unit, and you can come off the bench and play that general style role again. But I think there's just a bit too much like, Shawnee's got to score it. Shawnee's got to do this, and Shawnee's got to, be that man who hustles on ball. And it's just like, let's, just push that back just a little bit. It's not like we'll get rid of you level. It's kind of like Ian Clark's just kind of spread that back a little bit. And Ethel's sort of saying, why is Ian Clark not getting many minutes? I think it's fitness wise, right? Like he's only 3 games into his stint here.
3 or 4 games. Yeah, I think it's a fitness thing, but you can see what a good system player beholds, right? In Clark, you see a lot of these point guards that come in, like Scott Machado, Casper Ware, Jerome Randall. They're superstar fever point guards, right? They go around different leagues all around the world, and they kind of, are that they're the scorer, they're the main guy. Ian Clark has been a role player in his NBA career. He's an elite player because we know he's like that. You have to be that elite level to be in the NBA. But you slot him into a system like this where he doesn't need to hold the ball and can just kind of be that guy that shoots and plays defense and can push the tempo quickly. And it's a recipe for disaster for most teams because they don't know where to go. They don't know. You've got Cooks, you've got Jarrell who can just step out and shoot the three. And that's what Jarrell really has done this year. We haven't seen like that kind of, back down Jarrell getting into those kind of close mid-range. You've just seen Jarrell step out for the three or get around the rim and put backs. And he's looking more athletic this year. That's one thing I've noticed with Jarrell. He is definitely looking fitter.
He gets some of just the worst FIBA style. He beat the guy fell over, and they were just like, that's definitely a foul. Like, the guy's on the ground, and you're like, that's clearly not a foul. What the hell?
That's the repping's still a bit to be desired, but it's really impacting games, I think, at this stage. But we've been lucky enough to really have some elite level players. I mean, last year was a hard season, and with Casper Ware, for whatever reason, we had too much Casper Ware. But this team's balanced, and it always coming down to rotation, right? Is that we shortened the rotation, we got rid of some of the fat. The makers got injured, which means that you don't have to play ego ball, because they do play a bit of ego ball, right? These guys are kind of like high school stars, and they've come in and tried to play a bit of ego ball, and it just doesn't work in this league. Ego ball's for G League and high school. It's not for the NBL. So that's been good, and I think that we've got this rotation short enough that we know everyone's position. There's no big men around the league that are going to destroy us. There's none, right? And so we can essentially walk into any team. Oh, probably Illawarra, but they've had a really bad streak of performances as well. So I feel very strongly that this team is a top 2 team, man. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to finish 1 or 2 and have a genuine postseason run. And I think we will make the finals, barring any injury.
We've got to really, like, I think this is set up. Maybe I feel like we're kind of peaking at the right time, but it's still maybe just a little bit early. But it's a different kind of, like, we've got so many weapons now that it's not really like we're just grinding as hard as we can to get there. It's like we just got to desperately get there, and we're like running on fumes. Like, I feel like we just got so many weapons now that we can kind of experiment, a little bit of mix and match. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be. Damn it! I think the audio's there's something going on with the audio, but that's all right. I'll see if I can get that fixed real quick. What about now? No, it's apparently
I can hear you. What's wrong?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh.
I'm not getting any issues, but apparently it's really echoey. So, well, I'll have to replace that video on Facebook if I have to, but that's all right. I'm still trying to iron out some of the kinks in this new system that I got going on here. But you make a great point, right? If we've got lots of weapons, like we can, there's a potential for it to kind of go a bit south towards the playoffs, and like, there's too many things in the mix. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, but at the same time, cooks in the kitchen, get it? But I do like the way that this team like doesn't get in each other's way. Like, Cooks is the kind of guy who doesn't just go, give me the ball, I need to score it. Jarrell, he has that personality of I don't have to score it all the time. And then you get guards who Jalen Adams can score it and pass it around, and then you've got other guys coming off the bench that aren't necessarily I need the ball, I need to score it. And I think that's a huge boost going into going into the playoffs rather than next season. You're right about Illawarra. They kind of were up and up and up, and then the Phoenix were winning games, and I think teams are just losing games randomly. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bit unusual that teams will win games in a streak. Like, now I'm kind of expecting us to lose games in the next couple of weeks. You speak. I'm just going to check out what the audio sounded like.
You kind of expect that, but I mean, look, we've got a pretty sweet run in terms of who we've got to play. Cairns, we've got a single game round in Cairns. We're not backing up for a while, which means the guys have got kind of we've got fitness. We haven't got any fitness issues. We haven't got any injury issues, which is good. And we've how many rounds are left in the season? That's Yeah, that's the interesting thing is how many rounds are left in the season. Let me go
I
to
think there's
fixtures.
two set up at the moment, like in on the site. Um,
Yeah, so there's two but how many rounds are we 22 rounds? 22 rounds. We've got six weeks left before kind of playoff time. Because yeah, we've got what are we coming out of round 15? Got round 15 next, and we've got Cairns as a single game round, and then we've got Phoenix. We always have the chip over the Phoenix. It's just absurd. So we've got a couple single game weeks, and we're coming fifth on the ladder. That's purely just it equalising in terms of games played, but we're on 11 wins as the same with three other teams. It's going to be a tight shuffle. It really will be a tight shuffle, but I mean, you don't see it going any other way.
it's Yeah, it's really in the lap of the gods, right? Because Perth have all those games at home. I think they have 9 games. I was reading today at home, so that's
Mm,
kind of a
it's coming.
And do we have to go over there? I don't think we play them again. I think we've got a lot of games against some of the teams that are struggling this season. So I think this run might just go on a little bit longer. And the longer it goes, the more it's building. Like you can feel it. Like it's building. And it's like we
Mm.
were, a month and a half ago, just like, wow, this team, like, whoa, whoa. And suddenly we've strung off all these wins, and it's like, yeah, yeah, I like what this is doing. And I still, as I said last week, I still think it's based in that like Buford had us playing real quick at the start of the season, and everyone's just like, it's quick, it's frantic, like it doesn't make sense. What's going on? And
Mm.
then now it's like, oh, we've got the benefit of playing quick. We can slow it down just slightly, and then it's still at a level and a pace that most teams are kind of struggling to play against us. Just looking through Cairns' box score, Machado 26 points. He had a good night, but just whinges way too much and
Yeah.
gets in his own head. Zimmerman just got destroyed by Cooks. Deng. Jock Deng's decent. Quite Noi struggled. He looks huge, man. Like he looks like he's put on some weight with some injury issues. Like he looks like massive now. He's only young, isn't he? He's only in his early 20s.
Early 20s, I think.
Um, Kuol, Jared Kenny off the bench had a charge. Just abolish charges, man. I'm sick of seeing charges. Like bad ones too. Like I'm not there,
Mm.
but I'm just gonna throw myself at it, and I fell over, and it looked like it was a charge, so it's a charge. It's like, do we need that in the game? We don't need that in the game. And then the rest of their bench struggling. Pinder comes off the bench, looks like he's something decent, and then he winds up, he has 9 points and struggles. And yeah, all in all, great performance. This team's coming along nicely. Shall we move to the 3-2-1? Oh, DJ. I quickly want to just talk about DJ. He answered the bell on do you have a scoring option that isn't catch and shoot, DJ? Because you're probably not going to be in the spot to get catch and shoots. And he's answered the bell, and he's like, yes, I've got a one dribble, that sideways jumper. I've got a one
Yeah.
dribble off a screen, going to my right jumper. And it came out in this game, and it was just like, ooh, yes, I
It's not.
like this.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think he's just getting confidence back, and it's a big part of it as well. Coming off a massive injury, he's just starting to hit his strides again, it looks good. Being more confident in driving and getting into that kind of deep mid range shot, which is it's going to be an important part of what we do going into the playoffs, because we're going to need that third scoring option, because Xavier Cooks is not always going to get the easiest of putbacks and shooting options around the rim, and it's not going to fall every night for him as it has done. So we do need that second shooting option to give more space to guys like Jordan and Xavier as well, getting into the paint. So no, it looked good. He's starting to look better. Starting to look better every week.
I think, yeah, it's a real answer the call moment. In that, I do think like it wasn't unfounded, us kind of sitting there the last couple of weeks just going, you need to find that extra angle here. Like we've got shooters, we've got guys who can, score the ball. and hold the ball, and you're not going to quite get the catch and shoot, spot up opportunities that you were once going to get. And he can, like, he's shown he can knock down those long ones, and that's great. But really, the 4 of 6 from 2 in this game was basically him going, when I get the ball, I can go off for one dribble, or a dribble off a screen and get to that elbow and shoot that jumper and the little floater.
Yeah.
There was that nice little catch. He had like a catch and off a drop step. A little slowdown, almost Euro style, and then like a turn and layup. I'd like to see him, like, as his fitness gets back, get to the rim a little bit more, because I think he's got a nice little array of moves around the rim, and that's only going to be a bigger boost for us going forward.
Yeah.
The 3-2-1 on the Kings 9 MVP. What did you have?
I'm gonna say Jalen Adams number 3. 3 points for Jalen Adams.
Jalen.
2 for Cooks. And I'm going to go 1 for Ian Clark.
Yeah, I had Cooks for 3. Because that was another just like, who's he going to destroy this time? Cooks? Who are you going to destroy? You. Right, let's do it. And it's just great. Every game we're just seeing, right, who's he going to destroy in this game? And he's destroyed him. Like DJ and Bairstow, destroyed him. Zimmerman, yep, cool. You come at me too, destroyed him. Like, it's great to see that swagger. And then Clark for 1 for me, which means I have to change RG to Clark on my little list, and then I can get him in there. Sweet. And is it half the season? I mean, we could probably put out a little thing saying who our leader is, and if you've been watching playing along at home, you probably know who's our leader at the moment. But now we'll go to the tipping for the next round, the last round just finishing tonight. I won't spoil that, but I'll put the thing up tomorrow night when I get home, very late. Melbourne United versus Perth, blockbuster at John Cain.
Where is it?
John Cain.
It's at John Cain.
Yeah.
Perth.
Ooh, you need points too.
Mm.
United are looking slick, just real slick, and it's almost. I think we've been playing so well that's kind of taken an edge off being salty about how well Melbourne are playing, because they started the season like just dog turd, and it was just like, yes, and now it's just like, damn it, like this, they're really like a well-oiled machine. Cairns Taipans are in Cairns against the Jack Jumpers.
I'm gonna go Cairns.
Cairns? The Jack Jumpers is just such a hard team to pick. Like, it's such a weird team. They struggle against like a Breakers team, and they win against like a great team. And then they struggle against Perth, and he's just like, what are they going to do? I'm going to go Types as well. Watch the Types just below that one. Brisbane Bullets are playing the Perth Wildcats at Nissan Arena.
Perth.
Let's go to Perth. Yep. Perth for me. New Zealand Breakers are in Adelaide playing against the 36ers.
36ers.
That's technically, I think, a home game for the Breakers too. I'm going to go 36. Ooh, nah. Yeah, I'm 36ers for me. I'm off the Breakers train. Jack Jumpers are playing the Hawks, and that is at My State Bank Arena. That's Tasmania,
Hawks.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's, again, just another game where it's like, and the Jack Jumpers, out of nowhere, crush the turtle, takes his team to victory. That coach, man, he looks like Crush from Finding Nemo. Anyone made that joke yet? Getting there. There we go. Bomb. Southeast Melbourne are at John Cain against Melbourne United.
Oh. I'm going to go Southeast Melbourne. Why not?
Ooh. Did they just
They seem to beat everyone.
Did they beat Melbourne recently? No, I don't think so. I don't know. No, I'm back on Melbourne for that one for me. You can go. Feel free to go to the Phoenix. Cairns Taipans are at home to the Sydney Kings once again. Sydney, I think, will comfortably handle them again. Depending on the travel, how we've played a few games at home. I can see us like one of those, like, and they travel up there in the Taipans, burger one at home, 68, 66. Damn it. Like one of those games. New Zealand Breakers are then to close out the round at My State Bank Arena against the Perth Wildcats.
Yeah, Perth.
Perth for me also, which rounds out the tipping. Sorry, there's some audio stuff going on tonight. We'll try and fix that. It's very hard to, like, test in this environment. Like it's easy to stream and test in this environment, but not easy to, like, test and then do a stream, which is a bit annoying, but that's life. It is what it is. I think that about wraps it up. We might wrap it there. It's been another great week. I think, like, there's a lot to talk about, but at the same time, like, we're in such this spot that's just so easygoing, and just like, I'm just enjoying watching this team.
Yeah.
They're playing well, they're doing well, everyone seems like locked in. There really isn't, like, much to dissect apart from just really good performances from people and just being like, Cooks is playing great, Jarrell's playing great, Adams is scoring the ball like a maniac, DJ slotting in, as that extra scorer. A little bit less of Shawnee Bruce is great. Ian Clark, what a pickup. Like, it really is, like, it could be a 3-minute podcast of just adulation, and that's it really at the moment. But it's great to be here talking about the Kings, and it's great to see them doing well. Hopefully it can continue over the next month until the end of the season come playoffs time. As always, you can like and subscribe. We're currently on Facebook Live. Sorry about the sound issues. We're having some sound issues, but the actual audio stream should be okay. No, it just was just right at the end died, but that's all right. I'll pick that up. And yeah, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter, and stay dry out there too. Because this is some crazy weather. I hope everyone's staying dry. Hopefully nobody gets washed away and everyone's coping out there. And as always, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.